What's the worst thing that can happen to a Christian? Arrested in England for silently praying? Thousands martyred in Nigeria?
There have been more Christians killed in Nigeria than any other parts of the world.
Over 2,000 house churches demolished in China?
Officials are believed to have a 20-month deadline to remove every cross from the territory's 4,000 churches.
This isn't new. These are old demons in new days. And still, there's time. Maybe just enough. I wasn't even supposed to be here. Oldest of 5, raised by a single mom, abuse, silence, no spotlight, extremely introverted. But somehow, there was still time. Eventually, God said, go, serve the people of New York with your life. So I sold my house, gave up a third of everything I owned, packed a truck, and drove toward destiny with my family of 4. Then, my car actually broke down in Times Square. Right there, everything I had was gone. I didn't know it then, but in that same exact spot, thousands would one day gather to worship Jesus, because even when I felt like I was at my lowest, there was still time. What I didn't know was we'd actually fill up Times Square with worship and bold faith, that my film, The Domino Revival, would premiere at over 2,000 theaters nationwide and debut at number 3 in the box office, only beaten by Martin Scorsese and The Exorcist. That's why we must keep creating, because darkness still dominates the screen, and there's still time to actually change that. Over 7 years, we raised $1 million from Southeast Asia alone, proving how hungry for truth the nations really are. I eventually went on to write 2 best-selling books. I launched V1 College with nearly 1,000 students from 16 nations graduating. Our V1 worship singles charted above Drake and Taylor Swift. We baptized thousands and became one of the fastest growing churches in America.
Jeff Shortridge here from Enjoy Stewardship Solutions. You are blowing every record that we have seen. God is literally doing something here that we have never seen happen before.
But now, there are more witches and New Age practitioners in America than Presbyterians. Bible sales are up, but biblical worldview is vanishing. Entire generations slipping through our fingers. And just like that, it's midnight. Not symbolically, spiritually, culturally, eternally, midnight. But then the clock begins to turn. I mean, what if God is giving us one final moment? What if, like Joshua, he's holding the sun still to save a generation, to rescue, to rebuild, to release the truth again? There's still time. I mean, we purchased our new Long Island space. It was built for sports, but repurposed for revival. We're establishing a global headquarters to train new leaders, to host new movements, and build the infrastructure to sustain a real awakening. We're launching a digital discipleship network that reaches the unreached, even if they try to close our church doors again. And we're returning to large-scale gatherings like Breakers, where thousands are healed, set free, and commissioned into their calling. They silence believers, we raise more disciples. They demolish churches, we build new ones, because there's still time. We're believing for $10 million to fund things like major gatherings around the world, a digital discipleship infrastructure that's global, our global headquarters, and the next wave of world-shaking, faith-based films that will fill screens with light instead of darkness. So why partner? Because revival takes a runway where this commercial airliner that we built actually transforms into a rocket ship re-envisioned to break new atmospheres. Because deception is accelerating. Because we don't have forever. So what's the worst thing that can happen to a Christian? That they don't use the time that God gave them. What should you do? Partner, pray, give. I mean, we've done about all that we can, but now you must act. Scan the QR code, tap the link, join Mission 1159 before the clock strikes midnight again, because there's still time.